Happy? Good. With Chris Locke.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Happy Good with your host, Chris Locke. Good to see you. I mean, I can't see you, but I know you're there, and thank you so much for listening. That'd be cool if I could put my hand into this microphone, and then it goes into the recording, and then when you listen, my hand comes out of your earbuds or headphones or your speakers, and it pats your head just to let you know I appreciate you and I see you. But then also, while my hand comes out of the speaker, I will ask for your consent. I'm not going to just pat your head. And I'm not patting your head like a pet either. As a friend that I appreciate. So thanks for tuning in. I'm moving on from that thought. Anyways, it's episode 14. Beautiful number. Fuzzed out, fuzzy number 14. It's a good one. I'm excited to be back. I love helping you relax and make you feel good, and we all need it, obviously. Lots of crazy things always going on, but let's go backwards from that and not even remember that that's the case. We're going to go to I'm not rambling this time. We're going to go. Let's do the deep breaths now, right off the bat. Let's do ready at the count of 3. Sometimes I forget to do the count, but at the count of 3, we'll do a nice big inhale through the nose and then hold it for a bit and then exhale. So ready? 1, 2, 3. Inhale. Hold it. Exhale. We're on our way. Next time when you inhale now, just let it really expand your lungs. Feel your lungs expand out big and wide. Okay, ready? Inhale. Hold it. Feel all the zones of the exhale. I couldn't talk into it. Sorry for that. I was trying to say feel all the zones. And this is a medical term, the zones of your lungs extended because of all the breath that you just shoved in there. Shoving breath into your lungs by Chris Locke. An audio book that you can only listen to when you're floating in the pond. I didn't want to, you know what? You know why it took me so long to come up with a lame punchline for that didn't hit at all? It's because I was actually avoiding 3 really funny dark punchlines that would have been funnier but wouldn't fit in with the podcast because we're trying to be in a nice place right now. If you're like, what is it? Where's he? What? A pond? That's nothing. That's why. My brain is, you gotta edit it sometimes in live action, in the moment. Zen guys are always like, be in the moment. Oh, yeah? Are you sure you want what's in my mind to come out right in the moment? Just kidding. I love that Zen stuff. It means a lot to me. I do try to live in the moment, but I also try to be polite. So let's do one more inhale. Ready? Inhale through the nose with me. Ready? Hold it, let it fill it all up. Then exhale. There we go. And we're free. Free to be exactly who we want to be. No society. No rules. What would your life be like if there were no rules? What would you choose to do? How would you choose to be? What is the person you would choose to be? I don't think anyone listening to this would be cruel. I think that you would want to find love and happiness and spread joy and happiness and kindness to everybody, right? You'd want to be nice. You'd want to help your fellow human being, your fellow animals, your fellow nature, anything. Trees, flowers, grass, long grass, wheat fields, all kinds of beautiful rocks and rivers and ponds and lakes and cliffs and gullies, sand dunes, beaches, all kinds of fun stuff out there to just walk around and add your presence to and be like, everything okay over here? Anybody need anything? You need people look at me weird because I go to the beach and I offer glasses of lemonade to big rocks. Need a glass of lemonade, rock? No? You're good? What about you, seagull feather? Do you need a sip of lemonade, seagull feather? The heck? No? Nobody? Then some actual person on the beach is like, I'll have lemonade. Are you really just giving it away? Really, I would like an inanimate object to have this glass of lemonade, but sure, come over here. Thanks. Thank you very much. You make me happy. You spread joy. You are a kind person. Good, good, good. So are you, I'm sure. So are you. I try, I try. We all try. We all try our best. Well, this beach was nice. I'm going to leave, though. I go to beaches all the time. I want to go somewhere I've never been. And then you just leave the beach. And you walk away. And you walk across a little dirt road that everybody has taken to get to the beach. And there's cars in a big parking lot there. Some of them have canoes on top of them. Kayaks. Lots of kayaks on top of cars. Kayak paddles. There's a person leaning up against a car having a cigarette. Not good for them, but you can't deny it. Some people still partake. It's hard not to smoke sometimes when you watch old movies. Everyone looks so dang cool smoking. But it's not. It's really bad for you. There's another person leaning up against their car, eating out of a brown paper bag like a hamburger and some fries. Probably BK, maybe Wendy's. Definitely not McDonald's. Nobody likes bringing McDonald's to the beach. McDonald's is for the city streets. You always see McDonald's garbage blowing down or smushed into the sewers of the city streets. It's weird. It's like McDonald's garbage is specifically made to be ditched and repurposed into rats' nests and homes in the sewers. No, you're free in the outdoors. You're by the beach. You're eating BK. Burger King still exists somewhere, I think. Wendy's. Maybe Wendy's is the more popular one. But anyways, you walk by the parking lot. Everybody waiting to go to the beach. You see a person walking with a fun sort of playful inner tube blown up around their waist. And, it's purple. It's a dinosaur's head. They're like, look, I got my dinosaur inner tube that I play with. Float around. I float around in the middle of the lake and drink a beer. I'm like, do you want lemonade? Yeah, actually, lemonade would be better right now. I should save the beer. Some guy on the beach has my lemonade. Go find him. And you go past this parking lot and you start walking through sort of like a field. And there's all kinds of long grass brushing against your legs, and there's kind of like actual sunflowers. These big, those tall, giant, beautiful sunflowers brushing against you, and you're moving them, and the field's getting taller and taller, and the sunflowers are getting taller and taller, and now all of a sudden you're walking through a sunflower maze, and just a field. It's not like a maze, but to you it's almost like a labyrinth, because you got to choose which sunflowers to move to walk in your path. But I'll tell you something, the sun is shining through. It's a really nice temperature. You're only wearing like shorts and a t-shirt or whatever's cozy for you. Go on Twitter at Happy Good World and tell me your favorite cozy summer gear, because I feel like I'm still a kid that way. I got shorts, t-shirt, bam, but I feel like there's other stuff people throw on these days that I'm not aware of. Whatever. You get it. It's not scary. It's not like a horror movie when someone's lost in a cornfield and they're like, hello? Who's there? No. It's like sunny. The flowers are beautiful. The leaves of the flowers are awesome. You're not lost. You're just walking, and there's enough space to walk, and it's fine. And you're just admiring the sun shining on the flower petals and the leaves. And beyond that, the clear, crystal clear blue, light blue sky. So beautiful. And you're free. And all of a sudden, it does start getting darker because you're coming up to a hill. And you're still in the field at the beautiful long grass and the sunflowers. And the hill that you come to has a giant cave opening. Just a cave door, as they say in prehistoric times. Prehistoric times, cave people would be like, cave door. They're the ones that invented that. Go in the cave door. Wait. I'll meet you in a sec. I gotta try and catch a saber-toothed tiger for tons of stuff. Soup, meat, clothes. We're gonna use the crap out of this tiger. Stay just in there beyond the cave door. Anyways, in this field now, we've come across a cave door at the bottom of this big hill, and it seems a bit cold and murky and wet, damp. Caves are always dripping wet for some reason. Maybe they're nervous, or maybe they're like giant rock mouths and they're actually salivating. I'm sure a scientist would be like, technically, well, whatever. The thing is, you're not afraid. It's kind of cool. It's nice. You can hear a bit of action going on in the cave, and you're like, well, I'll check this out. So you go in, and it is dark, and it's, the light of the outside is still lighting your way for a bit, and you're going in, and you're feeling around on the wet rocks. It's not gooey, it's not gross, it's just a little bit, it's nice. It's like when you're touching rocks that are just up on the shore of the beach. They're a little bit wet, it's fine. And you're walking, and it is getting darker, and darker, and darker, and now it's actually dark. You're kind of like, I can't see. But I'm not worried for some reason. I got a good vibe about me today. Today's such a good day. I'm not inundated with fear. I'm not easily freaked by anything. I don't want to live in fear anymore. I want to let go, and I want to go on adventures, and I want to be free. I don't want to always have this nagging voice in my head saying, be careful, don't do that. No, what if doesn't mean anything. Fear is nothing. Fear is 100% made up inside your own mind, and people can give you this hoopla about it's in our DNA because we used to walk in fields like you're describing, and we used to go in caves like you're describing, and a bear would attack us, or a saber-toothed tiger would pounce on us. Okay, so historically, we're like, yeah, but when's the last time a bear mauled you to death while you're eating Wendy's? I better get sponsored by Wendy's. Anyways, I don't want to be sponsored by Wendy's, all those nitrates and sodium-rich junk food. I'm sorry I'm filling your head with these bad ideas for your nutrition. Okay. Do you know what I mean about fear, though? Fear is... we need to let it go. It really cripples us. It really inundates us. It keeps us frozen with fear, as the saying goes. Frozen. You know, you're just... I can't do it anymore. Every time I'm deeply, deeply afraid of something, it was only my head freaking out. In reality, nothing happened. I had a light time. Everything, you know, afraid of social situations, afraid of taking risks in creativity, art, jobs, putting yourself forward, being assertive, not going on that trip, not going this, because of fear. And I'm talking unfounded fear, you know, that you make up with your own paranoia. It's done. I really digressed from this cave, but you're in the cave and it's dark now, but like you don't feel fear. That's what I was talking about. But you hear sort of like, sort of noise. And there is a little pinpoint of light coming from deep inside the cave, and not from behind you, from further on in, that you decide to follow. And the light and the noise starts expanding more, and you get to hear the noise more, and it sounds like a bunch of people having fun. And then the light expands more, and you see that the wet bottom of the cave turns into a slide to a giant open area where there's basically like a party going on. And you're like, well, I guess I gotta slide down this little sort of stone slide. It's not too steep. It won't be too crazy. It's clearly slippery. The rock has a bit of like a moss on it that will cushion my bum as I slip and slide away. I got no fear. I'm letting fear go. Forget it. I've actually turned fear into like a big, soft, gooey, gunky ball, and I just whipped it at a wall, and it went splat, and it stuck there, and I said, see you later, be back to pick you up, never, I'm done. And you go down the slide, and now where are you? Is this really deep down in this giant cavernous cave? Is this really what I've seen? Am I in like, was this journey to the center of the earth or something? This is like crazy. It's a big, well-lit, other beached area, but it's like inside the cave, and we got sandy beach going all the way around. The water is like this big sort of cave lake, and everybody in here is laughing and having a good time, but they're not human. They're these weird sort of like giant lollipops with really happy faces. We got blue lollipops, we got pink lollipops, we got orange, yellow, we got purple lollipop people. They got these tiny, skinny bodies with skinny little stick arms and skinny little stick legs, big round candy lollipop faces, and they're having a blast. They're drinking tall cans of beer, they're laughing, they're playing tunes on a Bose sound speaker that you hook up to your phone using Bluetooth, and they're playing the hits. They're playing this awesome sort of like we don't even know this music, but it's just like, we know it's a hit because the beat is just like, and like great tunes like, man, I don't know what the music's like underneath this podcast today, so it might, me making music with my mouth will probably clash with it pretty bad, but you get what I mean. It is an underground party with lollipop people that you've never seen before. It's incredible. And they're so nice. They're like this weird, like, blue raspberry lollipop person comes up to you and goes, I've never seen you before. I've never seen anything that looks like you before. I've definitely never seen anything like you before in my life. You're so different. But I'll tell you one thing. You got a good vibe about you. I'm really psyched to show you around. I'm basically going to introduce you to everybody, and we're going to have the best time. Now, are you stoked or what? And you're like, hell yeah, lollipop person. What are you talking about? I literally just left a beach from where I come from. It's crazy. We're going to have the best time. Now, usually I know for Happy Good, I try to make you relax, feel like nothing's going on, and you're like a mist floating through the air, or you're like alone in a sort of, post-apocalyptic rainforest drinking coffee or something. But this episode, I want to switch it up and really make you feel the joy of partying with a bunch of people again. Lollipop people in this instance. But whatever, being social, having fun, getting loose, throwing fear away, and just being in the moment with everybody around you. And you know what? Everybody loves you because you show up to this freaking cave beach. What do you want to call it? Cavern Beach? Cavern Beach. No. Cave Beach? Cavern Beach. And they got a bar there called Cavern Tavern. Okay? And they make you like these amazing... They make you a paloma. I'll have two palomas. One fast and one I'm going to chill with. You know what a paloma is? It's like a really good Mexican cocktail, I believe. It's like an ounce and a half of tequila. Then you do, about like 2 ounces of, or maybe an ounce and a half, 2 ounces of grapefruit soda. That's it. Nothing too crazy. And then a squirt of lime. That's it. And then some ice, obviously, to make it cocktail-y. And that's it. It's nothing too complicated. But it tastes like summertime party. So you go to the Cavern Tavern and order some palomas. And everybody's drinking. Someone's got some dark and stormies. All kinds of rum drinks are going on, too. Like really nice Caribbean cocktails. And it's just like this dance beat music is playing. And like horns are playing. And everyone's like... You're crazy. I've never seen anything like you before. What's this called? And you're like, flesh. And they're like, what's this called? And you're like, hair. In my case, it'd be like, some hair. What's this called? A mustache. And you listing whether you have a mustache or not, whatever. I have a mustache. They point at the point. If you don't have a mustache, they point at the point under your nose and go, what's this part called? And you go, this part is called, there's no mustache there. And they're like, I love you, man. You're so, or like they say man to whatever. I don't know who's listening. They say, I love you. This is like a party. You're so interesting. Check it out. Take a dip. Okay. I don't have trunks. Yeah, you do. What are those? And you're like, oh yeah, I did wear trunks on the beach that I was at in, the world where I come from. Okay. I'll take a dip. And you sort of walk in and the water is incredible and it's so crisp and fresh and refreshing and people are like people. When I say people, I'm like they have lollipop heads. You know, I don't know if I have just watched Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory recently, or if, you know what it is, maybe? I play the game Candyland with my 4-year-old daughter, okay? She has a game called Candyland. Maybe that's what it is. But I've always loved lollipop-headed people. I always thought they were the nicest people. But they're jumping off of diving boards into this beautiful crystal clear water, like splash. Woo! Come on in. The water's incredible, and you're like only up to your knees. Like, I'm just getting used to it. It just takes me a while to get used to it, you know. Splashing yourself a little bit, waving your hands around in the water. Dive in. That's how you got to do it. And you're like, oh yeah. You know what? Screw this. And you get out of the area where you're wading in slowly, and you go up to the diving board, and you're like, I forgot. I bundled up that big fear goo ball and smashed it against the wall long ago before taking the slide down into this land. I don't have any fear. I'm going to dive in like my yellow lollipop faced friend said over here. And yeah, I'm going to just dive into life. That's what it is. You got to live in the moment. Be free, baby. And you bounce up and down on the diving board. And then you dive off. Perfect swan dive. You hear everyone cheering before you even splice through the water. Like slice. Splice or slice? You know, slice. Because splice would be splicing it in half. I'm so sorry I screwed that part up because it was such a good moment. You know what I'm talking about. You slice. But before you slice, all these awesome, cool lollipop people are like, yeah, woo, and he just, and you go down, 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 and you dive down, down, deep, 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 and you're going deep, 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 and you're like, man, the trajectory, you know, like maybe it's because of how crystal clear and smooth this water is, but I really am slicing to the core. I'm going deep. And you go down, down, down. And all of a sudden, you see another type of creature on the bottom. And they put their index finger up to their lip, like to go shh. And they reach out their hand. They're almost like this red, sort of like lobster creature, but they don't have the full body of... They've got the head of a lobster and the claw of a lobster, only on the left hand though. The right hand is like a red shelled actual like human hand, and it grabs your hand and pulls you in closer, and you gotta admit, you're like, this is freaky because I'm not used to, like, lollipops seem a bit more safer, but this half lobster dude, what? And then they put this bubble over your head so that you can breathe in this air bubble. And you're much obliged, obviously, because you're very deep. You're in the bottom of this crazy lake in the cavern. And the lobster person goes, what do you think? Didn't think there was a whole thing down here too, eh? And then the lobster guy goes, here, I'm going to give you something that I want you to take back up to the top. Just a little something for you and your... I love those guys up there. They party, eh? They're good people, fun. Just take this up there with you, would you? And the lobster guy at the very, very bottom of the lake that has kindly given you... It's like, you're like, you already given me enough. You gave me a bubble over my head to help me breathe underwater. I've never had something cool like this. Just take this. It's for you and your new lollipop buddies. And they give you a bag of nacho cheese Doritos. And you just jet right back up to the top of the lake. And they're like, hey, they're cheering because like that was the deepest, longest dive ever. The lollipop people kind of got worried a little bit. But then as you break the surface, and you wave the bag of nacho cheese. It's a big bag, family size too. Nacho cheese Doritos in the air. All the lollipop people go, "Hey, you met Andres. You met Andres, the half lobster dude. Yeah, he's the nicest. He parties. I love him, blah, blah, blah." And then you go back up and you sit at one of the tables outside of the Cavern Tavern, and a lollipop waitress gives you a big green plastic bowl to put all the Doritos in, and everyone crowds around and shares them kindly. And you have a great time down there. Whoa, we're at the end already. So let's just leave it with you enjoying this time in this sort of weird cavern full of lollipop people. Picture fill in all these other details that you like. Maybe it's dripping chocolate from the walls. Maybe there's all kinds of other, I don't know. But it was really fun to go explore and get rid of fear for a moment and just have fun and get loose and not be afraid to literally dive in to some fun and exciting new adventures. Thanks for listening again. Patreon helps support the arts. I am an artist. Did you know that? Yes, Patreon. I have some Patreon subscribers who listen, so thank you so much. If you're not, it's $5 a month for tier 1, and you get incredible interviews, bonus interviews, great bonus interview coming out soon. And tier 2, you get the nighty-night episodes that help you go to sleep. I help you go to sleep, and I care because I'm a person that has trouble getting to sleep too, so I like sleep aids. And then, we've got some swag coming. Follow at Happy Good World on Twitter, at Chris Locke World on Twitter, at Chris Locke Fun on Instagram. I hope you guys are having a great time. I always love and appreciate that you're checking out Happy Good. And I hope that you're having a great time relaxing with me and going to different places and feeling empowered and free and happy. So please take a moment to go outside and hug a tree really tight and go, "Oh, I love you. You don't know how much I care." And then look up at the sky, and be like, oxygen, valuable. Okay, thanks so much for tuning in. I always appreciate you, and I'll talk to you soon. Again, thanks. Bye.
This podcast has been brought to you by the Sonar Network.